Justin Godfrey. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out, how I want to introduce myself, because I'm a man of many names, and Justice is my nickname. My actual name is Just Free. So I think that's what I'm gonna go by. But in Puerto Rico, my Puerto Rican name is Justin. So I'm gonna go by Just Free.
Yeah, by the way, we tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia, and Puerto Rico, by the way.
Yeah, we're in Mayagüez right now.
Yeah.
So
what part of Puerto Rico is that?
Mayagüez.
Mayagüez.
Yeah, it's on the west side.
Okay.
So we was talking about this, we was watching this video that I'm about to share right now with Farrakhan. We're not sure what year it was from, but we want to react to this this subject that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan touched on.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Okay, let me see here.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna share my screen. Okay.
When you bring it into concrete reality, how do you bring it into concrete reality? First, without faith, you can't work the vision. Even if you see it, you gotta now believe that you can bring it. Believe. Not only believe in God, but believe in yourself. Believe that you can do what you envision that must be done. But belief alone is not of any value unless belief is translated into practice or work. And it is belief joined by work that concretizes vision. The vision is only actualized when you bring it into concrete reality.
We'll let it play this last time.
How do you bring it into concrete reality? First, without faith, you can't work the vision. Even if you see it, you gotta now believe that you can bring it. Believe. Not only believe in God, but believe in yourself. Believe that you can do what you envision that must be done. But belief alone is not of any value unless belief is translated into practice or work. And it is belief joined by work that concretizes vision.
Okay, Ty.
Yeah. That tape must have been a minute ago, because the minister was pretty young then.
Yeah, I believe it might have been maybe before I was born, man. I can't date him. It looked like he was around.
It's been a while back, but he was fired up. I've been following him a long time, since I guess since the late 70s.
Okay.
Yeah. But I remember seeing him in person in New York in the early 70s.
Oh yeah?
I remember seeing him in person, man. He drive around in a Mercedes Benz. He had a chauffeur, man. One of them big old Benzes. You know what I mean?
Right on, right on.
Yeah. So yeah, man, what he was talking about, man, about believing in yourself, man. Having vision into reality, how having a vision and bringing it into reality. So what's your take on what he was saying?
I'm glad you asked, Ty, because I was thinking, man, I need to back it on up, because it's a scripture that say something like, my people perish for lack of vision, some people say my people perish for lack of knowledge. But as I just listened to him these 2 times, it just occurred to me, there is, I hate to say there's a difference, because I got an OG who say, you know, it's the Europeans who like to draw a difference between everything. What's the difference between the apple and the orange? What's the difference between this and that? And the things they saying the difference of got more similarity than they do different. But that's just the way we taught in the Western world. We taught to identify the differences. But what I was thinking was, it's a difference between an idea and a vision. See, all day long, it's ideas, even if you ain't really thinking. When you driving down the street, just because there's advertised, there's signs everywhere, there's ideas popping up. Oh man, I gotta get this from the grocery store. Oh, when I get home, I gotta put on the, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put the thing on the charger. All these ideas is coming, but a vision is something stronger than an idea. A vision is an idea that you have that supersedes wherever it is that you are. So a vision is like like your idea for living. That's how I'm looking at what the brother's talking about. And the reason I wanted to start there, because I think what a lot of people's problem is, they don't have no vision. They just got a bunch of ideas floating around. Go ahead. You gonna say something?
Well, going back to that scripture that you said, you know, in the Holy Bible, you know, for where there's no vision, the people perish.
Right.
Yeah. And so you know, that's an interesting place to start off with, that vision and an idea. You know, like you said, ideas, you know what I'm saying, they come every day. But when you got a vision,
yeah,
you know, I think the vision comes from, you know, from your higher self. You know, okay. you get that vision, you know, it's from a higher self, you know. And most people, reason why most people don't have vision, because they function on the lower self, you know. Right, they function there. And when you got a vision, man, it don't leave you. I mean, you can die with that vision, man. You know, for 100 years. I'd had a vision, you know what I'm saying? It gets bigger and bigger, but it's the same vision. I'd had a vision, man, 40 some years. It ain't went nowhere yet.
Right.
You know, I try to run away from it and this and that, but it always come back. It always come back, you know. So that's the way for me, that's how I find out, you know, the difference between a vision and an idea, you know, or you have a dream, or, you know, or something to that nature, you know, that come and go. You dream all the time, you know, you have ideas. Right. You know? Yeah, but that vision, you know, that comes from a higher faculty, it comes from, you know, the spirit within you, you know.
Right. Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Ty, because you're right. That vision is that thing that you can't shake. You know what I'm saying? They had them parables that they said, I think Christ was laying down the parables to the brothers and the sisters, saying like the story of the talents. And he gave one person 1 talent, gave another person 10 talents, gave another person 100 talents. And then just to see what they was gonna do with it. And the person who had the least, he buried it. He didn't let it flourish. You see what I'm saying? And that vision is that thing that you might be trying to bury, because you know it's on your head. You know what I'm saying? You know, whether your mama don't say nothing to confirm it, your friends and family, no matter how much you try to shake it, it's always burning at you on the inside. And I believe that's what these corporations prey off of. Because see, they know if they can keep you watching the idiot box, and they can keep you distracted with a whole bunch of nonsense, a whole bunch of entertainment, then you ain't gonna focus on that vision, but it's still gonna be there. You know, it's still gonna tug on you in the morning, but then you just flip on that Instagram, you know what I'm saying, and get to looking at everybody else. And some of them folks that you looking at is living out their vision. They living on purpose. You just all you're gonna do is double tap, you know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna scroll to some entertainment to where it's like you is wasting your life and wasting your time. Whereas I believe the reason that Farrakhan could bring that message so strong is because that's how it was laid out for him. You know what I'm saying? The vision was laid out clear and plain, you know what I'm saying, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? And his
Right.
team laid it out on him. You know what I'm saying? And I think all of them elements, I know I'm jumping around, but all of them elements is a lot of what's missing. Because see, they always talk about the Black community. We Black, you know what I'm saying? We Black Americans. And what happened with the Black American community is the community and cultural structure was totally broken. Through hundreds of years of people being property, we really couldn't cultivate no community. Because back in the day, man, your grandmama, your granddaddy, and your whole community would give you your vision. They tell you, man, look, I don't care what you think. This is what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Farrakhan was chosen to be in that position. Farrakhan just thought he was going to be a jazz player. You know what I'm saying? I believe he played the...
Yeah, that was his dream.
That was his dream. But the vision was bigger than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like you said, it come from a supernatural source, man, that's not only outside of you in the cosmos, but it's in the inner cosmos. That's how somebody laid it down to me when the OG told me, man, the internet, that's everything that's going on inside of you.
Yeah. It reminds me, I mean, I go back to what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said about it's one thing to believe. You know, you believe in God. He said, but you got to believe in yourself.
You too, yeah.
You know, so he was carrying that a little step further. Say, you got to believe in yourself. I mean, and you got to put some works with this here, you know. You got to have some faith and put some works with it, you know. And so I like how he was saying it, and that belief he was talking about, that's like the imagination.
Right.
You know, you have to have that imagination, you know, about something, you know, because, you know, first is the thought.
Yeah.
You know, they used to say first is the thought, then it's the manifestation, you know.
Yeah.
So if you just have, I had somebody tell me, say, well, man, you saying imagination, Ty, said reality is stronger than imagination. And I had to look at that. I mean, because, you know, people always say, well, reality is real. I'm a realist. You know, they say, I'm a realist. I go with reality, man. You know, well, reality is what you see. It's what's been produced from the mind. Now, this may not be for you at all. It may be totally against you.
Right.
You know, so you gonna go with that because that's what you see. You have to have imagination to come up over that. I imagine I imagine this thing here gonna happen. That's just like you know, in slavery, man. Them slaves imagined that one day they gonna be free.
Right. Yeah.
You know, they imagine this here. You know what I'm saying? Now how much work, you know, that they put into that, you know what I mean? You know, they say faith without works is dead alone, you know.
Right.
But anyway, they had an imagination, man. You know, and imagination is strong, man, because if people imagine, if you imagine yourself, like people say, well, man, Black folks ain't gonna come together, man. I've been hearing that all my life. It'll be another, you know, I'll be dead and gone when that happens. But I'm 75 years old, and I got imagination that the Black folks gonna come together. Enough of them gonna come together to make a difference. And I'm gonna see that in my lifetime. People say, you know, I have guys my age, little. Well, we ain't gonna see it in our lifetime. I say, you ain't gonna see it. Don't put me in that.
Right. Yeah, speak for yourself.
Don't put me in that, because I'm gonna see this thing, see, because you can see, imagination is so powerful. You can be imagining something from your lower self.
Yeah.
And then, you could be imagining something from your higher self, from your God self.
Yeah.
You follow me? Yeah. And so when you imagining something from your lower self, you may feel like, well, hey, we don't get past. Your lower self may tell you not to imagine getting past that situation. You know what I mean? But the situation makes no difference. Your higher self, you are in control. It's like you writing that script. You write it just the way you want to write it, irregardless of what's going on,
Yeah.
And so I remember coming, I remember when I came home, I was away for a while, and I came home, and my children was talking about rap. This is like in 90, it was 1990. They was talking about rap, and I'd heard about rap before I left, but they was all in it, MC this and MC that, and rappers. Right. They were talking about, well, I'm just rapping about what's in my hood, what I see. Yeah. And I said to myself then, I said, well, why would you rap about that? Because you don't see nothing. Ain't nothing in your hood that you be talking about. Right. Why don't you rap about what you want to take place? But see, that's where the reality comes in and plays a trick on you. Reality, oh, this is here. You can't get past this. This is what it is. See, that's game, yeah.
Well, let me touch on that, Ty. Let me touch on that, because what I think it is, and I want to tell you, this thing came up, said we only had 10 minutes left about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago. So we only got a couple minutes left. So I want to touch on that point, and I want to let people know what we're going to be ironing out as we going forth in this podcast as a duo. So let's just start with that. So, we talked about what we want to talk about, and that's imagination, vision, the art of living. And when we say the art of living, what does that mean? That means living a fulfilling life mentally, physically, and spiritually. And see, that last component is the part why the rappers is caught up in just their reality, because they spiritually deprived. See, they think spirituality only exists in the church house, and then everything that go on in the streets, that's more provocative, so that's what they want to rap about. But if they really understood vision, and they understood, man, if you got a microphone, you got a powerful tool. You can really change your environment, you know what I'm saying? Let alone the world, you know what I'm saying? Just by planting a seed in the imagination of the next generation. That's what Tupac said, you know what I'm saying? So, why not? So my point is, I don't know how many minutes we got left before this video cuts off, but I just wanted to lay that out. And I think that's the problem with the people, is that a lot of the people who got the loudest voices ain't really got no vision. They might got a couple dollars in their pocket, a couple 100,000 followers on social media, but they ain't got no vision.
Right. Yeah. And really, they caught up on, we as people over here in America, and material stuff,
Right.
I've been caught up myself. I'm shaking that.
Yeah.
I'm shaking that myself, caught up on the material side, and a lot of times some things have to happen for you, because I kept fighting that vision, because I felt like I was going to give up something, if I focus on, on the spiritual, mental, and physical, then I'm going to give up something. I ain't going to be able to do this and do that, until I let that go. I had to come into that, and a lot of people, hopefully enough, don't have to wait as long as I did, you know what I'm saying, to come into it. They can come into it like, as a young man, in their late 20s That's when I first started understanding about something about spirituality. I first started fasting and stuff like that. It was in 1975, and I was 29 years old, something like that. So I'm looking forward for us to talk about the art of living, opposed to the art of making a living, and all that's got to
be, I like that.
Yeah, all that's got to be put in its proper place, because we got to make a living. We got to know how to live, and we got to know self. What we really made out of. Because it's just like having a car. You don't know what it's made out of. You don't know that this thing here, man, can go. You ain't got no speedometer on it or nothing. You don't know nothing. This thing here can go 900 miles an hour, man. It can fly. If you put it like this here, if you don't know that, you can't use those faculties, man. If a person don't know that.
Yeah. Okay, Ty, well, look, I think we right there at that limit. I think we should chop that up, because I wanted to talk to the people about the Patreon just so they know what's coming. And I like that you said that, man, about fasting, because you'd be surprised at how many people just don't know the simple basics about, being able to have mechanisms to clear the mind so you can think clear, so you can kind of get a clearer scope on that vision. Because the vision is all in you. It ain't just here, it's here. It's all in you. You born, every person, I believe, is born with a vision that comes from wherever they came from, from the heavens. And if you constantly clouding your mind and clouding up your body, it's harder. It makes it harder and harder for you to see. That's why they always talk about people being blind, deaf, and dumb.